Hey, Miss Yagi, it's me, Nick. I'm here to do my video reflection. First off, my topic was, how do we stop nuclear proliferation in countries where it's a threat? Specifically Iran and North Korea when diplomacy has failed in those places. To start the paper, I had three goals, like you assigned, and I felt that they were all three things that either I thought I was adequate in, or needed to improve in, or flat out didn't really know what it was. So my first one was using advanced search techniques. I had previously done a research paper where I'd used Mel. It was on a topic of media violence affecting children, and I'd really only used that one. And I used some websites and .orgs and .nets and whatever else there's out there, but I hadn't really used reliable sources. And I felt that if I was going to write a paper that I strongly believed in the topic like this, I needed to have strong, reliable, and clear sources that agreed with what I was saying and helped the reader understand where I was coming from. I felt that I achieved that to a good level. Um, I used quotes from New York Times. I used international quotes to find international opinions on things like this that approved of what I was saying, and try and give the reader a different perspective other than the American one. My second one was, to show a command of the English language and its grammatical uses. Um, Again, I thought I was about average in this. I had, previously done a research paper where I thought, I had a pretty good command, but you can always improve. There's always something you can improve on, and I kind of felt that with a topic like nuclear proliferation, where there's not many ways to phrase that differently, that this was a good idea to try and find a new ways to say things. Um, that was important to me, and I feel that I did that to an extent. And during the process, it was somewhat of a struggle because I began contradicting myself during the process. Like you helped me catch this actually in one of my edits. I stated that nuclear proliferation was a very exclusive club. That the highest number that were allowed to had at one point nuclear weapons was 12. And then later in the paper, which is no longer my final copy, thankfully, stated that it was unregulated. Anybody could do it. Well, then it's not really unregulated if I've already stated that it's very exclusive. So that's something that, I caught during the process, and I began removing those types of things from the paper. So I thought that at the end, I'd reach an above average level of controlling how I said things and used things and using phrases and such. In the end, I felt I reached one that I didn't really know, so I felt this is something I can definitely improve in. Was making a precise, knowledgeable claim. Now, at the beginning, that was kind of a struggle for me to figure out. How do I want to approach this paper? What do I want to get across? I know the main point of what I want to do, but why do I want to do this? And I came across the point that, as a citizen in a nation that doesn't have a lot of allies out there in places like the Middle East and some in the South Pacific, we needed to, I need to show people what that meant, how diplomacy actually got in the way of that. And I feel I did that to a very good extent when I started to mention the Indonesian nation, uh, Indonesia. And, President Barnbang began to support, resolutions that placed embargoes on Iran. Well, as I stated that, I also began showing that, he dropped many of those resolutions as soon as people began to revolt and called for a recall and such things because he wanted to protect himself. These politicians didn't realize that there was something bigger than their re-election campaigns that needed to be helped here. You know, so I felt that when I put that in the paper, I felt that I was giving them an angle of something different they hadn't seen before. So I thought that was demonstrating a very good precise knowledge claim when I used that. In the end, yeah, I actually kind of enjoyed this project. Strangely, I felt it was a good way to do things. I thought it was a useful project. I thought I did a very good job on the paper. I thought I was above average, and everything. I thought that I used good sources and such like this. And in the end, if I was to redo anything, it would really just to be go back and through again, second goal, try and be even better because I maybe have jumped up a step, but there's always another step that you can gain when you're talking about you know using the English language and its grammatical uses. Thank you for your time and thanks for watching this video.